Hi, welcome back to TREBONS. So now we're with Jam's litter. They're 3 days of age today. They were 3 females, 1 male. They came in between 350 and 450 grams. 3 days later they weighed between 5 and 6. They're the same weight as Kumra's litter, funny enough, when they were born. Now, after 3 days. Birthing was okay, no real problems. Just took a long time, didn't we, Jimmy? Other than that, they're going well. The handling, we're doing differently to the Kumra litter. These guys are pretty speedy, believe it or not. And the way Jam brings up her puppies is far more stimulation from Jam. What she'll do is she'll move around the bed. She'll have the puppies chasing her all the time. And the puppies are chasing Jam. She'll move from here, she'll move to the corners, and she'll be moving and she's touching and doing. So the stimulation she's doing, I don't need to stimulate the puppies in that way. The competition level is going to be okay. My handling is going to be just about getting them used to being touched on the hand. There's nothing hard on the handling, it's very, very gentle. I just want them to get used to my smell, my feel, and just being touched basically. At the moment, in the second week, we will start a little bit firmer handling, but at the moment, no, it's all down to Jam. And that's because of her mothering technique. I call it speed mothering, because that's what it is. She gets the puppies moving. Kumra is, as I said, more your classic Walt Disney type of mothering technique. And then you have the other technique, which is the hard mothering, where everything is in order. You get fed, you get cleaned, and the mother's there. She's very, very firm with the puppies. That's the third type of mothering technique that I've encountered. I don't know if there's more, but those are the 3 that I've encountered. The most common, 90%, 95% of dogs we've come into contact with do the soft mothering technique. The most uncommon is the speed mothering technique, followed by the hard mothering technique. Jam is the second mother female we've had that does a speed mothering technique in 15, 16 years of doing this. So it's not very often we see it, but it does require different handling. All 3 mothering techniques require different handling in the early days to get the same result on your puppy test. Because that's what we're aiming for: sociability, curiosity, play, etc. And to get the same results, to get a consistency of results, we have to, right at the beginning, get in there and handle the puppies slightly differently. And as I said right at the beginning, when we first started doing the first Tumo video, was, you know, whilst we have a standard about morphology, which I think we can basically get there, it's also about character. A pedigree dog has a certain type of temperament, and that should be consistent. If you've got 3 mothering techniques and don't do anything, you don't get consistency. And it is that early onset imprinting that gives us that consistency at the end of the day. It's not perfected, but we're pretty close to perfecting it. We're not too far away. And at 3 weeks, when we do our first major test, you can see if there's a difference in the litters. At 4 weeks, at 5 weeks, you can see how close the litters start to come in their reaction to things and how different they are. Also, not just how close they are, the same reactions, but how different the litters are. Our aim is to have the litters behaving in the same way, because that's what a pedigree dog should be. Within a certain parameter, of course. I'm not saying they should all behave exactly the same way. But there should be, you know, a certain parameter where you don't get that big split. And we see that split when we go to show Rostock, and there's other shows you see, where you see this huge split in temperaments. And it really shouldn't be there. The pedigree breeding is also about temperament. It's not just about the morphology. It is to get a consistent temperament time and time and time again. Because that's what pedigree breeding is about. It's not just the morphology. It's also about the temperament that is fit for function, to allow the dog to do that function. So that's what we're aiming for. This is Jam's litter, and I'll leave it there. And we'll follow their progress. This is Jam at 3 days.